Wuthering Heights, Emerald Fennell's new film, has a dude problem. Probably should have called it Withering Heights. Get it? Now, of course, that didn't stop people from going to see the movie because, well, let's be real, Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, like people love people love them and they're pretty to look at. So yeah, go see the movie. It made $80 million internationally. People are going to go see this movie. That said, was it a good movie? Yeah. Listen, I don't think it was bad, but I do think fundamentally it has a big problem. And I think that problem is Jacob Elordi. I do. Now, a little about the film. It is, of course, the classic story written by Emily Bronte about Catherine and Heathcliff, two lovers that just have one of the most toxic relationships in the history of literature. It's set against the backdrops of the Yorkshire moors or Muirs. I'm not British. And I mean, this relationship is just, they're not good together. Like, they were never good together. And in a weird way, they're kind of like siblings, which is gross, but I digress. And Emerald took some liberties, to say the least, with this story. There's a lot. If you love this novel, trust me, the movie's probably not going to be up your alley. But it is gorgeous to watch. It is. And it's definitely a film made by Emerald Fennell, who previously did Promising Young Woman and, of course, Saltburn. And she's a very talented director. I mean, and given free reign to sort of make whatever she wants, she made this. And it isn't bad. It just isn't good either. And I think one of the reasons why it isn't good is because of the dude problem, primarily with Jacob Elordi. I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying throughout the film. I also thought the pairing between Jacob and Margot was just sort of not there. I mean, Margot is perfect and she can act against anybody and it's believable. Jacob, on the other hand, there's something, it's sort of like, it feels like acting, it just feels like a hot dude really trying to be a great actor. When in a film like this, we kind of don't want him to be a great actor. He's Heathcliff. He just needs to be hot and like hot enough that Margot risks everything to be with him. Like that's the point of the story, in my opinion. And I don't know, watching that, Jacob's Heathcliff, I don't think I'd give up everything for Jacob's Heathcliff. I'd want to watch from around the corner of the barn, you know what I mean, while he's like lifting hay and shit. But like, no, I don't think I'd give up that big house and the man and all that money for someone who clearly is unstable and also has questionable means of making money. Like, we never really in the film version, we never really understood how Heathcliff came back and made all this money. Like he had a glow up and we never figured out why. And so there just was a lot around Heathcliff and Jacob's performance that just felt off. And because of that, the film feels off because the central point of the story is Catherine and Heathcliff. And if you don't want to root for them or root for this story or see this story out, if one of them is off, the entire thing is off. And if there was a more capable actor in that role, I think it would have been better. Like other actors that I think could have probably brought something to the role in a really interesting way, Josh O'Connor. You want to actually be accurate with Emily Bronte's story, you could put an actor in there that perhaps doesn't read white. Regé-Jean Page would have been great and hot, but there just was something off with Jacob's Heathcliff. Mainly that I could not understand what he was. Everything was. And the other men in the film aren't as bad as Jacob was, but they also don't stand out. Shazad Latif, fantastic as Edgar, but like also, I don't know anything about him. Kind of weak, just a rich dude. Martin Clunes as Mr. Earnshaw, fantastic job, probably the best male performance in the film. And you really understand other characters' motives around his character because he's so good in the performance. And so because of that, the film is just sort of floundering there, really trying to like be something on the backs of all of the women in the film, particularly Margot Robbie and Chau. Those two performances, I mean, I wish that the film would have just focused on them, which it kind of did. But like the male actors around them weren't good enough to really make them the great things that they are. Frankly, I was more invested in Hung Chau's Nellie than any other character. Like Nellie was the film for me. Another great performance is Alison Oliver as Isabella. I mean, the women in this film are fantastic. And if you see the movie for anything, see it for the women. And if it would have been reconstructed that the men were just sort of ancillary characters and we didn't need to care about Jacob's Heathcliff and it just focused on the women, I would have been into that. I definitely would have been into that. Or if it was completely twisted around and Margot Robbie's Catherine was kind of a supporting character and the story was told through Nellie's eyes, I'm into that too. But that would also discredit the brilliance that is Margot Robbie. The other takeaway should be that Margot Robbie is an incredible actor. Margot Robbie is perfection. And watching the film, I was amazed both at her range, which we've seen over the years in many projects. She's an incredible actress. But also watching it, I kind of thought to myself, God, I can't wait for her to win an Oscar. I literally can't wait for her to win an Oscar. Not only is she going to look amazing, but it's going to be so deserved because the body of work that Margot Robbie is putting out is just so impressive. And the fact that she's taking a leadership role behind the scenes as a producer, she's just a powerhouse and she deserves whatever Oscar is coming her way someday. It's not going to be for this film, but watching this film again, you're just reminded how great Margot Robbie is. So my overall reaction, is it a bad film? Kind of. Is it a horrible film? No. Am I ever going to watch it again? Probably not. Is Jacob overrated as an actor and he really just needs to calm down and just sort of just chill for a bit? Yes, I do think so. He was great in Frankenstein and he is a great actor. He was great in Saltburn too. But there's just something about him that is just inherently unlikable on screen right now. And I don't know if that's the media representation of him. I don't know if what he's putting out into the world, I don't know what it is, but I think collectively he's just not likable. And in this role, you both need to like and hate him, but you always kind of want to root for him because he's Heathcliff and he's hot. And Jacob did not give that, nor did he give any enunciation whatsoever. It was just shirt off. What did you think of Wuthering Heights? Let me know in the comments and like and subscribe and do all the things you're supposed to do. And I'm sorry to all the Jacob stands out there. I'm also sorry for never pronouncing his name correctly. There's a thing. I don't know. There's something with his name. Whatever. He's not going anywhere. He's hot. He has an Oscar nomination now for Frankenstein. He's going to be around forever. So like, you can have him. And I want to root for him. But right now he's just kind of meh.